Okay, so today I wanted to talk about what it's like to be a person with a lazy eye, especially specifically a woman, because I think people don't really care if a man has it. It's like whatever, like, oh, you can still be sexy. You see Music Soul Child wears his glasses all the time. He'd be like, hey, girl, girls be trying to hit on him or whatever. Biggie, he kept a lazy eye. It's like, yeah, it adds class. There's so many people with that. But if you're a woman, like, all of Hollywood will be like, oh, you're not cute. Oh, you're nothing. You don't get to play romantically in anything. You just get to be the girl who's like, who's drooling over the dude, or like, really desperate and just hates herself. Or she has a lot of confidence because she's like a monster and doesn't realize she's like Shrek and ugly, right? But for me, it's like funny because sometimes I think to myself, like, why is my body not cooperating with me? I have lupus and other stuff going on too. But it's like my eye, if I do this, it will come into full alignment, like it's going to salute President Trump as President of the United States. Literally, like that kind of alignment with my body. And then against my will, it just does that, which is it's frustrating. I used to do stuff like this. To try to pull it in, wouldn't work. And then sometimes I have pictures where like other people, like even eye doctors will tell me it's not that noticeable when I would try to like get it fixed or whatever when I was younger. But then I'm like, are you sure? Because it seems kind of noticeable to me, or I date guys who wouldn't notice for a while, which I just think they're oblivious. But when I was 3 months old, I had a cataract. I don't know if you can see right here. They removed my lens in my eye at the age of 3 months. And for some reason, it took me decades. I mean, like, I was in my 20s in nursing school, and I noticed we had a patient. She actually was going to be my patient on the second shift, but she died. And they had to harness her corneas, right? So I'm super excited about that. We had to do postmortem care. It was very exciting. And, we're doing stuff for her. And then I'm like, wait a minute. She's had cataract surgery. Why does she not have a nick in the top of her eye? So I'm guessing, like, whoever they chose to do my surgery back then when I was a 3-month-old baby was just coming off like a bottle of scotch or bourbon or whatever. And so my eye is obviously damaged. I don't know if you can see the little black part at the top. Looks like a little half moon shape in there. This one's fine. See? Okay. So anyway, yeah, I wanted to talk about that because being black, I go to church a lot, and you hear these stories about Leah, who is weak-eyed. And then there's always some pastor talking about how, oh, this girl was just so ugly. She had a lazy eye and nobody thought she was cute and all this foolishness. And I'm sitting there like, yeah, I think I'm cute. And I know there's some people who think I'm cute. Maybe not everybody. I'm no Victoria's Secret model. But I do think I can outdo them in the confidence because I obviously don't have to throw up my breakfast, lunch, and dinner to feel good about myself, right? And, no offense to you if you're bulimic or if you have to throw up your food to keep your job and career. No one's judging you, girl. Just, do whatever is healthy for your body. There's that. But, yeah, that being said, it became like a thing, right? So I started really thinking about it, like, real hard. Like, is it that big of a deal? Oh, my gosh. Is that terrible? And I grew up in a predominantly Caucasian environment growing up. There were not a lot of black people to compare yourself to. It was not until I went to an HBCU, shout out to Oakwood University and all my Oakwood University people, that I learned most black women do not have a lazy eye. Yeah. There may have been maybe one or two other girls with like an eye issue that I ever met in my life in general. Plenty of guys. I met plenty of guys with this problem, but no women. I did one time meet a woman who had a congenital cataract. And it was cool because she and I both had the same issue, but hers was in the right eye, mine was in the left. We were giving perfect eye contact. I mean, just like perfect. And I'm weird about eye contact because I get really offended, like my eye is kind of messed up. But I really get offended if people don't give me eye contact. Does that make sense? I'll be like, really like kind of hurt, like, hey, I'm not like super ugly. I'm not Shrek, So seriously, like, give me the good eye contact. I'd be like, yeah, girl, like, yeah, I see you. Like, hey, look at me here. And my husband has autism, so eye contact is very hard for them. And when he first met me, like, A1, day one, it's always been like that. And it's always been like, hey, my eyes are here. You gotta look at me. And now he's so good about giving me eye contact. He's always like, oh, it's not hard for me to give you eye contact, but it's hard with other people. So it's weird. I actually know other autistic people who've given me eye contact, and I think that's just a testament to how lazy my eye is. Like, if even people with autism can give me eye contact, it must be pretty bad, So anyway, I just want to talk about that, what it's like being black with a lazy eye, and just, encourage you no matter what to love who you are, embrace your flaws. I mean, by all means, open bite, cross bite. If I can get my teeth fixed, I will. Hopefully, in due time that will happen for me. If I can get my eye fixed, I will. It's just that so many doctors were telling me, oh, don't worry about it, or don't get it done. Are we having an earthquake? Oh no, Brian's just moving the bed, sorry. Oh, don't get it messed with, don't bother it, don't get it done, whatever. And oh, it could be so much worse if they fix it, and it'll be, oh, you'll look like you have a cockeye or something, or they can mess it up. And I'm realizing, like, there are good doctors and bad doctors. Like, an example is when you watch, like, Dr. Pimple Popper with Sandra Lee. I love her so much. She is an example of a good doctor who will find a way to get something done, by all means. But there are so many just, like, crappy doctors out there who are like, oh, don't worry about it. What if we messed it up? Like, you don't want a doctor who's telling you, what if I mess it up? That's like the time my friends and I had a waiter at a certain restaurant that's known for its cheesecake, amazing restaurant. We were out for a girls' night out. And he kept saying things that waiters should never say. So we literally invented a drinking game about that guy called, You're a Bad Waiter If. And he kept saying things like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm so bad at math. Or, oh, man, I never can remember the drinks right. That kind of thing. So you don't really want to go to a doctor or any kind of specialist who's like downing themselves and their skills. Like, you want somebody who has legitimate experience and who doesn't, like, just feel like the world is caving in on them when you have a problem within their actual specialty, And I have to give a shout out to all the amazing good doctors I've had in my life. I've had some really great doctors. I've had to fight for them and, make sure I was heard and make sure I advocated for myself. Because equally, I've had some very terrible doctors, like, oh my gosh, how are you keeping your license? I smell bourbon on your breath kind of thing. But yeah, so I wanted to talk about that. I don't know if any of you guys have any comments or whatever you could post about how you've gone through life, or, if you have this issue or a friend with this issue, or even how you perceive people you meet. Because I don't know if that does it make you uncomfortable to give somebody eye contact if they have a lazy eye? Do you feel like you don't really know what to do? Like, sometimes I just want to, like, do this, because it just brings its tired self, like I said, into alignment. But then the activist in me is just like that. So yeah. And I'm weird. I don't wear special glasses because of it. I have to wear transitions because light really bothers my eyes. I have lupus, and having no lens in my left eye currently, still I have no lens. If any kind of light, like even the amount of light right now, is giving me a terrible headache. So it really, really hurts my head, and I'll probably have to like go to sleep later and just like take some ibuprofen and just like put the little thing on and massage my eyes. But I don't know, like, how does that make you feel? Do you feel like weird when you meet somebody with a lazy eye? Are you like afraid to give them eye contact? Do you feel like you kind of like don't know what's up, or like, oh, I don't know. And then how would you feel if somebody set you up on a date with somebody and didn't tell you they had a lazy eye? Like, I know this is weird, but everyone I've ever talked to before I've gone on a date with that person, I've discussed it with them and sent pictures like, hey, look, just so you know, this is going on. Even like people I meet in the supermarket, I'm like, hey, you see this? Yeah, this is my left eye. I'm pretty much blind in it. I can see a little stuff, not really. See that? See that? See? Yeah, okay. So just so you know, there's a heads up. Because for some reason, I felt like people should have a choice, about whether or not they wanted to embrace that or not. I'm really, like, cool about that. Like, if somebody doesn't like me, if I'm not their cup of tea, that's fine. But for the person who loves me and embraces me, I want them to have full transparency, just how I am. And it worked out well. My husband, he was really cool with it. And he's, like, super handsome. He's, like, really good teeth and beautiful eyes. And just, like, he's gorgeous. So, I'm thankful for that. I was always super scared. My kids had something wrong with their eye. Like, oh. And they're always doing weird stuff. Like, when one of my 4 was 3, he, like, basically poked his baby brother in the eye with, like, some OPI nail polish. And even the EMTs were freaking out. They didn't know what to do. And then one of the EMT dispatcher, she's like, oh yeah, OPI. I know about that. That's the good stuff, you know? So that would happen. Or like this one crazy kid, like threw like a little plastic lizard at my son and like hit him in the face with it. And it scratched his cornea. Then my other son, it was just weird stuff happening in their eyes a lot. When I was younger, I don't know if you can see because my eyebrows aren't done like they should be. I actually had my right eye almost taken away from me. See? My brother and I were playing, and I was wearing some little slipper shoes, and I tripped. And there's a little, like a glass bottle like this close to my eye, and it basically cut my eye open. I had to get stitches. But it just barely missed the orbital socket, so it's like my other eye was saved. But I'm sure you guys are tired of hearing me talk about myself now, and yeah. But I just wanted to post that because I didn't know how you guys felt, and it made me really curious today. So, yeah. This is like my first installment of what I call Fans Fix My Life, right? Because I know we love Ayanla Fix My Life, but I don't think she'll ever, like, take me on as a client because I don't have money or notoriety. And in a way, I feel like I'm like super independent. I try to fix things on my own. So like, I don't know if I have the time to wait for them to get to me. They have like a long list of other people to help. But maybe you guys can help me as fans. So like, Fans Fix My Life. This is going to be the first episode. And I have tons of other stuff to talk about. Like things I need to fix in my life. And like, I want your input. I want you guys to really help me craft a better me. Because that's the goal. We're always supposed to be better, you know, no matter what. And then hopefully, like, some good will come out of this, you know. So, if you know somebody with a lazy eye, give me your experience. Or if someone hooked you up with someone on a date and you didn't know they had a lazy eye and you found out, how did you react to that? How did you feel? Did you feel betrayed? Like, what was going on there? I guess for me, the equivalent would be, like, being hooked up with someone with a lot of bad debt and, like, a really bad credit score, you know. Or bad hygiene. Oh, no, we can't do bad hygiene. I'm not with that at all. So, just let me know what you guys think. And for the two of you who might actually view my channel, thank you and have a good day. Bye-bye.